Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lightworkers Secrets to Success. I'm here with my friends Pamela, Adam, and Colette. And tonight we're going to share with you on the topic of how to master your destiny with different techniques that we use. We're all light workers and we teach people how to go within, to use their intention to manifest and do all sorts of amazing things. So, we are going to share some of the secrets we have that we've learned over the eons of past lives and present life that we've been incorporating into our game plan. So, Pamela, why don't we start with you? And you can tell us a
Okay,
little bit about what you know.
so I do. I've always been on this path. I think just to keep going and all. But the one thing that we had talked about that I discovered a long time ago was theta healing, which brings you into a theta brainwave. Um, and the neat thing about that is that there's a lot of different techniques out there. There's a lot of different healing modalities out there, and I never say that there's only one way because there's so many different ways, and it's finding what resonates with you. But the one thing with the theta is that in order to change things, you're looking at your beliefs and what you're holding on to. And some of the beliefs that we have, we were born with. Some of them are genetic. Some of them are from past life. Some of them have been passed down. And then a good portion of those is from society and our culture, right? And our families and what we're told when we're growing up. So with theta, we're looking at those beliefs. So as a person, you can control your own life. You look at, okay, why do I believe that? What do I believe, and why am I believing that? And is it true? And if it's not, then you have that. We have the ability to shift that and clear it for you. And it's amazing how different a person's life can be when they realize that a lot of the things that they're holding on to, the beliefs that they're holding on to, aren't valid or no longer serve them. And so being able to go past that makes a huge difference. So that's the biggest part of what I do.
Okay. And how is it revealed to them? Is it by going within and being guided, or do they have like an awakening situation
It
happen?
it varies a lot of times with me when I'm working with somebody. It's a conversation, and we just start, and then I teach them how to muscle test because that's something that anybody can learn, and it's useful for so many different paths. And because your subconscious, your body knows things that you may not recognize. So a lot of things you can muscle test to see if that is something you believe or not.
Hmm.
And if it's not something that you believe and you would like to, then we have the ability to download that belief or switch the negative into the positive. Um, like if you believe that you're not worthy or deserving, then we can change that.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of just conversations, asking questions, muscle testing. Um, I ask for, like, if I'm doing a session with somebody, I have a set of prerequisite questions that I send out to them. And it's not things that I need to see the answers to. It's more to get them thinking top of mind. But some of the things I'll ask them is like forgiveness. Who do they need to forgive, including divine and including themselves, even if they think they have. Repeating patterns. What are repeating patterns that you see in your life, or any resentments or regrets that you're holding on to? Because a lot of that you're holding on to them in your body. And so when we can release that, that also makes a difference in changing your outlook on life, changing how you accept things and move forward. So it's a lot of different variables, but the changes are just amazing that I've seen it make for people.
Nice. It's always good to find out what those beliefs are that aren't serving us anymore. I like
Exactly.
that muscle testing. That's a cool way to do it.
Well, and the other thing that I like about the theta healing is that everything requires permission. So I just can't go in and randomly do whatever. Everything I do, I have to ask for the person to give their agreement, their permission.
Mhm.
And it's like if we're doing one thing and then it changes to different beliefs, again, they have to say yes because it's also telling their subconscious that they're agreeing to this, and it's letting them know as well because they say yes out loud. And it's a permission thing. So There's not that concern, well, you're changing something I don't want changed, or you're doing something I don't want, or whatever, because it's all everything's permission based. And if they don't think they want something, or they don't have to say yes. And if they're not sure if they need it, again, if you don't need it, it's not going to change. But if you do and you say yes, then it will. So it's always an interactive process.
Right, right. Whatever people are ready for.
Mhm.
Yeah, nice. So Colette, what kind of techniques do you like to use?
So, hope can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. So the topic is taking control of your destiny, right?
Right.
Yeah. So for me, what I do, I use a lot of tools called Access Consciousness. And Access Consciousness is a set of tools that helps you delete your limitations. And one of the tools of Access Consciousness is that you are actually, it's like control is a beingness. Like you actually be control, and it's an energy. And so sometimes we don't feel like we're in control. We feel like everything outside of us is controlling us. But that's actually a limitation, because in reality, there's nothing outside of you that can control you. You're always in choice. You always have a choice how to respond or react to situations that are taking place in your life. And so as far as taking control of your destiny, it's the question is do you believe in predestined, that your life is already like there's a path laid out and you're meant to find this path? Or do you have total choice in every 10 seconds? So if you don't like something in your life, you can just choose to change it. And so it's really interesting to me because when I first, like before I started doing Access Consciousness stuff, you know, a lot of people talk about like finding your purpose or, you know, your destiny and things like that. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, like I need to find this purpose. And so it was like really refreshing to me to hear the founder's perspective on that. It's like, well, our purpose is to be happy and to live a life of joy and to to choose, to have choice and to create, because we're a creative being. And so like to think about something like a destiny where you can do it wrong, that somehow you're doing it wrong or you're on the wrong path, or you know, something like that is like a really interesting concept. And so yeah, it really just depends on your beliefs, I think. So I really like how, like with Access Consciousness, it's just you have total choice and every 10 seconds, and there's no reason why you can't choose something different. And like Pamela was saying, sometimes we get stuck with our past beliefs, our past stories, like if we have, especially if we have trauma or something happens where we stop believing we have choice. We stop believing that we can create something different in our lives. And so that's where these tools come in. I do something called the bars, Access Bars, which is a touch point therapy where I touch your head, and it helps to delete some of those stories and limitations and things that people have taken on, that takes away that choice in every 10 seconds and gives people more freedom. So that's what I love about energy work. All of us have amazing talents when it comes to energy. And so, yeah, so I use the tools of Access a lot to just keep giving myself permission to have choice and keep reminding myself that I'm not stuck, that I can change my destiny in any 10 seconds with just a different choice. So
I like that. And I like the way you say you should be happy. The Dalai Lama said that too. The purpose of life is to be happy. And the more we are able to accept that for ourselves, when something doesn't make us feel very good, we start to already know maybe we should do something else.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's how you know if you're on the quote unquote right path, right? Because again,
exactly.
there is
Yeah,
really no right or wrong. But if you don't
no,
feel good about what's going on, then you just need to create a different choice that feels good.
right, right. Yeah, because when I think of destiny, I don't think of one narrow little path, but I do think everybody has sort of a theme in their lives. Like we're all light workers. That's kind of the theme that we live, where other people are very, you know, maybe they're engineers or rocket scientists, or they have a certain theme. But there is no right or wrong. Everything's good. That's great. Very inspiring. So, Adam, what do you have to say about
Well, just
that?
going along with what Colette was just talking about is, I subscribe to an app called Life Leadership, and they have podcasts that are on there. And there was a really good one I was listening to from Chris Brady, and where he was talking about, the 7 or the 12 sins of leadership and things that you shouldn't do. And so it's an interesting twist on, we always talk about the things you should do, but there's also some things that you shouldn't do. And he was talking about, you can be in the story and have events happen to you, but as the author of your story, you also have the ability to change the outcomes, or how you respond or react to those events that have happened to you, whether they're positive or negative. It doesn't matter, but it's all in your perspective on how you look at it. And and I know we've said it probably 1,000 times, but I mean, the people that move the quickest, and respond the fastest to situations that have happened to them, are the ones that you see that really excel in life, and the ones that really do extremely, extremely well. So I know Amanda has been teaching me a lot about emotion code, and wanted me to get more into it, and I wish I had some more time to study it with her, and do more with that. And I love theta healing. I mean, I can't before I even met Pamela, I mean, another girl that I had met and did a few classes with me for theta, and I just those two modalities alone are pretty awesome. I've learned the bars technique. Muscle testing, I think, is probably my number one go-to of things that I trust the most, of trusting that intuition, and getting some kind of confirmation sometimes is the key. But I think that we've been given a gift of intuition, or connecting your solar plex to your pineal gland. And when you're able to activate that, you're able to really connect and harness all of your energy all the time. And there's so many times when you've got that gut feeling that something isn't right, but you still continue to do it anyways. Right. And I don't know why people do that. And I'm guilty for it myself. I've done it for such a long time. But learning from it and getting better and better every single day, I think, is the most important thing that you can take from that. And just knowing that everything is an evolution of growing and expanding, and getting more and doing more. And when you can be happy, I really think that's the key. I've always said that, is if you're not happy, change the things where your circumstances. You never know. Like I can relate a lot of things to sports, because I played sports myself, very high level baseball growing up when I was a teenager, and then coaching hockey here in Canada. It's very, very competitive, and parents think that their kids are all going to play in the NHL, and they're 7 years old. And I mean, so many things can happen from the time they're 7 till 19 or 20, whenever they're draft eligible. But you know, one of the things that as a coach that you do if you're not getting the results that you're looking for in a game is you got to change things completely around, change up your lineup, change up just anything and everything, like switch your forwards and defense around and just, you know, just get a different look, and who knows what will happen. It's just, I think that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that if you're not getting the results that you're looking for, change something, do something different. Even if it's, you know, if you eat breakfast at 8 o'clock every day, eat it at 7:30 every day, or eat it at 7 instead. And you just find that just by just changing something little, it could just start to flip things around very, very quickly.
Excellent, because that's a good way to change your perception. Like you said, it's all in your perception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like make your bed in the morning, right? Isn't that what they say? Like one of the, like make your bed when you get up and it'll start your day off right. Because you
That's-
accomplished something.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, I listened to that general say that, and I was like, geez, I never make my bed. And then I started making my bed. And what I noticed is, you know, when I would go through my bedroom for whatever reason, I see my bed nice and made, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like I feel organized. I don't feel like, you know, disorganized, and, you know, like I'm, you know, when it's time to go to bed, I'm ready to go to bed again. So it's such a little thing, but those little things can change
Mhm.
change your outcomes or your results that you're experiencing at that time. And as you start to just do a little bit, it's that snowball effect. It just starts to get rolling and rolling and rolling. I can think of, you know, in 2019, it was right around this time, actually. I mean, I was like 250 pounds. You know, I couldn't lose weight. I tried everything. And, you know, Amanda did a motion code session with me, and I just had this thought and this idea. And then lo and behold, boom, I dropped like 68 pounds, and in 7 weeks or something like that. Like, I mean, it was just insane, because it was just a small little tweak that that I made. And from that, is the thing that, you know, it wasn't major. That's the whole thing, is that most of the things when we're not getting the results in life, it's not a major thing that goes on, that you need to change. It's not like you have to climb a mountain in order to, you know, reach that. It's just the little small things that you got to change.
Excellent. Excellent. And that's very good advice. And I remember when you lost all that weight. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yes, radical. So Amanda, I didn't introduce Amanda before, but she's with us now. And I know she has some pointers on how to be a master of your destiny and your life, because she is an angel activator.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. I had to finish my taxes. I had my goal today to finish my taxes. Got them done, so I'm feeling really great about that. So being a master of your destiny, I think that you have to figure out what that superpower is that you have. Everybody has their own superpower. You can have multiple superpowers, multiple talents. I like what Adam said about intuition, because I think my whole life I've always had really great intuition. I think that was one of my many superpowers. And then just learning a modality. Everybody can learn a modality. I think we're all healers in some aspect of our lives, right? You just kind of have to get in there and see which one, you know, suits you best. So I think all of us here we have multiple, you know, certifications. We're practitioners in so many different modalities, and we love having the access of just pulling in different modalities when we are needing to make a change in our life, or in our clients' lives, or in a, you know, in the lives around us. So taking control. I remember it was, let's see, maybe about 4 years ago, I needed to take control of my life. I was working such long hours and I was like, oh, I do not want to do this. I was like, I want to be like a life coach. I want to work behind the computer and help people. Like everybody comes to me for their problems and they would say, you always give really great advice, Amanda. You would never point us in the wrong direction. And I said, yeah, how do I get paid for that? So, so trying to figure out how to get paid for that was, taking control of my life. And there was a lot of chaos in my life at one point. And I made a choice, like Colette said, you have every 10 seconds to make a different choice. And I made a choice and I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I just made a choice. I'm like, nah, this isn't working for me. So I'm gonna choose something different. And it did change. And it changed some of the relationships in my life by me making a choice and taking control of my life and my destiny and not accepting certain behaviors or certain things in my life anymore. We all have the power to do that all the time. If like, I think it was, Colette was saying, every 10 seconds you can make a different choice. And that's how powerful we are. Every day, every second of the day, we could just make a new choice. I remember when my son was little, he was considered a little naughty in school because he was very high energy, very intelligent. He would spout off answers, but the teachers wanted him to write it down and show them, how did you get the answers? And he said, I don't know, I just know the answer, especially like in math. So he'd get in trouble a lot, and it made his self-esteem go down because of that. And he stopped trying because even though he had the answer, the teachers wanted him to prove how he received that answer. And I remember I would tell him every day is a new day. So just because you got in trouble yesterday, you can start over. You can always start over. I would tell him that all the time. And I believe that. I believe that we can always start over no matter what we're going through. So I think there's a little bit of my tidbits.
I like that. Yeah, and you're all saying this, that you can always reinvent yourself, start over. And yes, and that's part of what I teach people. Yeah, so I did a video today called "Ask and You Shall Receive, Knock and the Door Will Open." Jesus, I was kind of quoting Jesus, the master. Yeah. But one of the things that used to drive me crazy with that was, where's the door? And that he's talking about, right? Well, as I dug deeper and deeper and deeper into metaphysics, spirituality, became a Silva Ultramind trainer, I found out that door is within our consciousness. And when you open that door, you can literally step into the doorway to heaven, because we can create our own destiny that we choose by using our abilities to visualize and imagine. And that's what I teach basically with the Silva training, is that if you go within and visualize what you desire and firmly believe that the invisible world of your subjective consciousness, which is tapped into the spiritual dimension, can give you whatever you desire, it will appear. And I've proven that over and over again, and my students have proven it. But it's that ability to really go in and believe that you can have that thing that you can create in your imagination. And all the super successful people back in, the Napoleon Hill days, he was hired by Carnegie to figure out why all these people were so fabulously wealthy. And they were tapping into their intuition, that invisible power within that you can't see with your five senses, but it's there and it's very real. And the more you understand how to activate that, use it, like Colette was saying, you can always change your mind to be happy, to be stuck. And like Pamela was saying with the theta healing, it's all the beliefs that are buried in the subconscious, and once we start shifting our thought but you have to be able to know what that belief is that you're trying to get rid of. That's where practitioners like us come in handy, because a lot of times you need someone on the outside to be able to take a good look at what you're telling them, and they can point out things that you just can't see for yourself. So that's why it's really a good thing to hire coaches and healers, and people are available that can do these kinds of things for you. So that's how I like to do it. It's mental alchemy, and it's pretty exciting stuff. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add before we close? No? I think we covered a lot. That was very interesting, and I hope it helped everyone get some insights into how you don't have to just accept what you think life has dealt you. We're all examples of people who like to reinvent ourselves every now and then, and we've done it, and it's very exciting. It makes life a lot more interesting. So thank you everyone for listening in, and we will see you again.